Well, I remind you, it's not just Pat. It's Pat and his sports reporter outfit that I wore because Brittany Hoffman is here, the sports director of AZTV and all things that are sweaty. Listen, when you're talking about sports around here, we used to talk about ASU basketball and say, I wonder if they can go through the entire season undefeated. They can't.
No, they cannot. They lost to U of A last week, and then they lost again last night. They're going to drop
Oregon,
to Oregon. They're going to drop in the rankings again. Because Oregon's not ranked. They still have to take on OSU this weekend, and Arizona barely beat them last night. So I think that ASU is finding faults now. I think people are learning how to beat them.
Yeah, but are they also deciding that maybe they aren't as invulnerable as they thought they were at the beginning of the season? Maybe there's that doubt.
Yeah, I think they were riding a high. They were doing so well. They had that big win over Kansas, and it was like, we're on top of the world. And now they're finding, little niches where if their three-point shot is not on, they're very beatable. And so I think they were, resorting to that as their, main game plan. And now they're having to go back to basics to, work around that when their three-point's not on.
Now that I think of it, U of A had that doubt thing early in the season after they went through that tournament and 3 losses in a row. But they're doing much, much better now. They beat Oregon State last night. Yeah,
they did beat Oregon State. They were trailing through the entire first half. They really didn't make a strong, recovery until about 10 minutes into the second half. But once they took that lead and really dominated, they were like, okay, we got this. Ayton stepped up, player of the game. Trier making threes when it was very important. I think they're finding how to gel, especially after their loss to Colorado last weekend. Sean Miller came out, was disgusted with the way they played, and I think they were like, oh no, we need to show, coach that we know what we're doing. And so they did.
He wasn't easing up at all.
No.
Another team that everybody expected great things from, and they still do.
Yes. Grand
Canyon. Lost last night to New Mexico State, but New Mexico State is really a powerful member of the WAC.
Yeah, they are the team to beat. And so I've been saying all along, if GCU can beat New Mexico State, then they have a great shot of winning the WAC and an easy in to the NCAA tournament. If they don't beat them twice, then it's going to be hard. It's a hard road. So they need to beat them next time in order to assure maybe a spot in the NCAA tournament. But I still think they have a really good shot at getting in this year.
They won the battle of the box office last night because it was the biggest crowd GCU has ever drawn in their arena, well over 7,000.
I know, and can you imagine how loud it was? Because when it doesn't have 7,000 people, it's deafening.
Yeah, no, that is a crazy crowd.
Yes.
And I think that it means that GCU is going to win a lot of ball games there too this season. Suns. Pitiful beginning for the season, but it looks like a different ball club. Do you think it's the coach?
I'd like to think it's Triano. I think that he's definitely doing different things to get them all involved. Pretty much that offense was built around Devin Booker. He went down for a couple of weeks with an injury, so they kind of had to switch things up, figure out how they were going to, make up for the missing player. They really did. They came back, got some good wins, and now that Booker is back, they look a little better. So I think that they're on the right track. Are they still going to beat a Golden State? No. They're playing the Rockets tonight. It's 90s night. You have all the big names. Barkley's in the building. They're doing his bobblehead. Dan Marley will be in the building. They're honoring that 92-93 great team. Hopefully they can pull out a win for those guys. I would be hoping that. But I think that it's still going to take a long time to be up, with the rest of the West.
When they introduce Barkley to the crowd, who's going to take the microphone away from him? Not going to be either one of us.
No, it won't be us.
Barkley, by the way, if you don't get a bobblehead, Barkley will go home with you for the right price and do one of those. What a great addition he was in so many ways.
Yes.
This is the kind of thing that brings people in, and that's what they're looking for in the Cardinals organization too. Another personality like Bruce Arians.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to replace him. He was, he was not playing around. He came in, he had his plan, he was great for the organization. It was just time for him to retire. And, he can go focus on his health now, which is great. The thing is, now we have to figure out who's going to take that spot. Pat Shurmur from the Minnesota Vikings is the front runner, but the Giants also like him a lot. And so we're going to have to fight hard if we want him.
Yeah, there's a lot of openings in the NFL.
Yes.
Michael Bidwell was quoted yesterday as saying that with all of the interviews that he's done, this is the best group that he's ever interviewed.
Let's hope we can find a good coach.
I have a feeling that they're looking for the best that they can get, and they're going to find him. Mm-hmm. This is AZTV. That was Brittany Hoffman. I'm Pat McMahon, and there's so much more coming up.